show you how we do the heavy sandbag. We're talking like over 130 kilo plus. So we're gonna do a sandbag all the way up. The heaviest I got was 180 kilos, 400 pounds, right? We're gonna show you what you do. So the heaviest we sell at StrongFit is 280 pounds, which is about 125 kilos, roughly, right? The reason we don't sell bigger is because you just can't wrap your arms around it. Either it's that tall or you can't wrap your arms around it. So instead we're gonna use a 280 pound sandbag, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna basically start, we're gonna show you all the steps. We're gonna start by filling it, right, with sand, and then at a certain point, we're gonna take a PVC pipe, like this, whatever the diameter is, just big enough for the weight, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the sand, the PVC pipe, and put some plate, more sand, plate, more sand, plate, more sand. The key is get a PVC pipe exactly at the same diameter so this doesn't move. You want rubber coated plate if you can. This is metal, that's okay. But if this edge right there is too sharp and it ever gets to the point where it lays against the sandbag, if it drops on the ground, it can actually slice the sandbag. So instead of metal like this, rubber coated is better. Now we take basically the PVC pipe, put it exactly in the middle, right? And then we're gonna put the plate on top of it. So it sits right in the middle like this, right? And now we can start filling up with sand. And so now we go this way, right? And then you'll see that basically by doing it correctly, the PVC pipe remains centered. So that way, it will never touch the edge. So you'll have a sandbag that feels exactly like the other ones, except now you can make it as heavy as you want with a size that is reasonable. Because bigger than this is a fucking bitch. But you can actually do that with 100 kilo sandbags and start piling the weight in. I use a 5 kilo plate. You could use a 10 kilo plate, but again, if it starts to touch the edge, it will slice the sandbag. There's nothing we can do about that. So I think if you go sand 5 kilo, you can get quite heavy. If you want to press overhead, honestly, a 100 kilo sandbag and you start adding weight will make it more manageable, because the size alone makes a difference, I'm sure. But women would agree with that. Okay, so while we're at it, we're gonna show you again how to close the sandbag, right? Easiest thing in the world, you're just gonna go through the ring. You can use this is a 2-inch ring, right? You can use smaller if you want to, but it's a bitch to use for the bigger sandbag. The 2-inch ring is great. If you want to use it for the smaller one, why not? The key here is to make sure that you go all the way to the sand, right? If you don't use that moment to go very tight right there, basically the sand is gonna move around. You don't want that, so you want to make it basically all the way to the sand as tight as you can. Otherwise, the sand moves around. I don't like it. That makes it harder to deal with it. I guess if you want in that aspect, you can always make it more awkward by having the sandbag loose. I don't see the point. I like when it's nice and tight, just like this. Yeah, sexual jokes, that always works with a fiancé. There we go. No, under my... those ones. The bigger ones. And so you just basically go make it tight. Once you're done with this, piece of advice, don't cut those off, right? The reason is, if you cut it off, it's gonna leave a sharp edge that actually might pop through the duct tape. It happened to me once, and he almost caught me in the corner of the eye with a sharp edge. I was not happy at that moment. So the easiest way is to go like this. Just wrap it around twice, right? Like this, there we go. Once you're there, just pop it through and then go around. And then you have a perfectly viable 130 kilo sandbag. There's a big baby. And now we just have to lift it and carry it.